Hey, yeah, sorry, I'm sick this time. Anyway, la 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 la. A lot of the movies I thought were gonna be amazing this year were astoundingly ass, and the movies I thought were gonna be terrible were absurdly amazing. Going to the theater was like a coin toss. I loved it. Anyway, 2022 has been my favorite year for movies since 2019 and previously 2014. And I know I normally kind of talk about one movie at a time, but I felt like this was in my ballpark. So without further ado, here's the Triangle of Sadness is a critique of the upper class and their total lack of self-awareness. As you know, there's nothing I love more than gaslighting and punching up at people. This movie has both of those things. Triangle of Sadness succeeds where Don't Look Up fails. The rich people in this movie don't take moral high grounds and bestow lessons onto the poor. This movie just kind of happens, you know? Things unfold in just a perfect, sincerely comedic way, but it's not funny like someone sets up a joke and there's a punchline. This movie's funny in the same way that life is funny. Like, you know, those very specific scenarios where someone will say something incredibly stupid and, you know, you'll kind of laugh around too and because you think they're joking, but then they stare at you like this. That's what this movie deals with. Also, has to be said, shot really well. Every frame of the painting with this one. Great performances, especially from the late Charlie Dean. Hope I'm saying that right. Anyway, I'm sure she would have been a star after this.
I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright.
I have last video didn't give it away. I'm a little comic goblin, you know. I just walk around like Smeagol most nights, waiting for someone to mention something, you know, stay posted up underneath like a bridge or some shit. And ironically, most biases aside, I think this is a top 10 MCU movie. Easily, dare I say, top 5. Unlike most of Phase 4, this felt like the creatives involved actually had a story they wanted to tell, and I think they hit all their marks. Now, there's still moments where you can see the cracks of studio involvement, like everything with Everett Ross, but overall, it's far outweighed by the honestly heart-wrenching story. In the first 10 minutes, I was dead-ass crying. What a wonderful tribute to Chadwick. And Father, forgive me for I have sinned, but I was team recast Chadwick. However, after seeing the character that Shuri turned into, I'm so deeply, deeply sorry. I feel like the discourse around her has been relatively quiet, but is she not currently one of the best MCU protagonists? And is Namor not one of the best MCU antagonists? Maybe it's because the previous projects in this phase have ranged from alright to terrible, but I think this is an amazing exploration of grief explored through the superhero genre. I thought I had heard this story before, 4 other times actually, but holy shit, Guillermo del Toro does it again. This feels completely new, and mentioning anything that does steer away from what we've seen thus far feels like a spoiler, so this is going to be kind of short. I know this talking point has been beaten to death, but
it doesn't look like any animated film you've ever seen before.
Oh boy,
It's completely different.
I watch this Pinocchio and I go, hey, why are you making fun of this guy? He's just a silly little dude, just a silly little guy, you know? But I see people bullying this kid, and I go, yeah, that makes sense. I hate to get Disney adults sending me death threats or anything, but I think this is better than the classic 1941. This one has a lot more going on with its messaging, so much more that I found myself crying at the end. Once again, beautifully animated.
Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
These people have super Irish names, so I'm just going to use their normal names. Alright, so Colin Farrell's character wakes up one day and his best friend of several years, Brendan Gleeson, just decides he doesn't like him anymore because blah 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 can't spoil that. Drama ensues. This movie brings in a question if being a good person should be relevant when being an artist, if it's worth being a good person at all, the importance of kindness, the effects of war and loneliness, and it's so...
Oh my God. I get it.
Beautiful. The movie looks beautiful. Its final message is so beautiful and once again shot beautifully. This isn't an observation I normally make, but Ireland feels so real here. I know that's like a pretentious douchebag way of describing it, but because the setting really plays a role in the character's journey and descent into the madness in this movie, I don't know any other way to describe it except real. I am awestruck by how much I really forgot I was watching Colin Farrell and Brendan Gleeson. This is a very slow-paced movie, so I totally get if this isn't your thing, but I think Banshees of Inisherin had something really beautiful to say, and the way it went about saying it really resonated with me. So what else can I ask for?
Kill the lights, so baby, close your eyes. The way you're looking at me.
Cha Cha Real Smooth is about this dude navigating his 20s, and it's my second favorite quirked up white boy with a little bit of swagger movie of all time. It's a coming of age movie once again explored through the lens of love, but I think this movie takes an honestly pretty mature route with its delivery. Every character has their own stuff going on, and they don't exist solely to serve the main character, you know, like in real life. Cough cough, me and Earl. Speaking of the main character though, this dude is mad charming. He must have been a first round draft pick for the Washington Wizards, a leading member of Al Qaeda, a well-known Rizarist group. This man leaving clues for Batman, calling him the alright, I'm done. If you feel lonely, if you feel stuck, or if you feel in love, I think this movie is just a perfect watch. Also, on a technical level, this movie is pretty smart. I like the really subtle camera shakes they added in post to make whatever's happening on the Rizzler screen feel more like a documentary. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Now, Batman is a character whose nuances I think are lost on people. He is the juxtaposition for the modern mystified hero, whereas most characters are disabled by their fears.
Holy fucking shit!
Did you see that?
Yeah, baby!
Woo!
Oh shit! Yeah! Holy Oh my god! Whoa!
Listen. I like what they do with Batman in this movie, but goddamn, I do not care. This movie is so goddamn cool. Look at this shit.
You know what I love? I love angry Batman. I like beat the shit out of you, Batman. I like cripple you from jaywalking, Batman. That's my Batman right here.
And oh my god, Greg Fraser is killing it with the cinematography. The shadows feel alive. That opening monologue, oh my god.
I was kicking my feet and shit in the theater.
I saw this 4 times in theaters, and Michael Giacchino, top 10 composer. This shit is legendary. You know when you're 9 and you base your personality around a movie you just saw? I did that for this, and I'm like 10 now, so you know that shit is good. According to the trailer, Barbarian is a horror movie about 2 strangers who accidentally get double booked for an Airbnb. In order to keep any other details tight-lipped, I'm gonna dance around why I like this movie so much. The thing that makes horror so appealing is that it appeals to one of our primary emotions, debatably the most primitive reaction we have, fear. The thing that makes horror good is that it uses that reaction, that emotion, and gives it a point.
No, not you, Seamus.
Barbarian gives you something scary, and it tells you what's underneath is 10 times scarier. Also, I challenge you to watch this movie and just guess where it's going. If you can do that, I'll pay you $10K, because there is no way in hell this movie is anything but unpredictable and entertaining. I was assembling all the images I used for these videos, but then this came out, and I had to change everything to make room for it. The Northman got kicked off the list for this, and all things considered, I'd start over again completely if it meant I could watch this movie for the first time again. Glass Onion is a sequel to Rian Johnson's previous film Knives Out, and that being said, this movie is also hard to talk about because it is indeed a mystery. So I gotta do this dance around thing again. Just when you think you know what's going on, the movie tells you you don't, and I love that. I love that a director makes me feel comfortable losing control. Daniel Craig and especially Janelle Monáe are giving S-tier performances, and I know I've said this for like every one of these, but the camera work in this is just insane. Look at that. Mwah. Beautiful. I started Glass Onion thinking I was smarter than the writer, that I could figure out what was going on before Blanc, but I ended Glass Onion completely astounded by the ending and with a giant smirk on my face. Rian Johnson would be redeemed in the eyes of the greatest OG trilogy fan on earth if he saw this movie.
We gotta change our love.
You know, I have a list, a very sacred list of my favorite movies of all time ranked in numerical order. Would you like to guess where Nope ranks? 32. That doesn't sound that high, but all things considered, it's pretty high. I've seen a shit ton of movies. Nope. Despite how many times I rewatch it, I always find something new. Like, did you guys know there's a UFO in this movie? When was anyone gonna tell me that? Anyway, I'm not trying to repeat myself, so here's like 30 seconds from a video I did around the time it came out.
Nope is phenomenal. It is top 3 of the year, and it is not 3. I've watched Get Out, Us, and both are enjoyable in their own right. Get Out has excellent social commentary. The script is amazing. Acting is exceptional. Us has great cinematography. That's pretty much it. But nevertheless, Nope is the best of both worlds.
Here's a few honorable mentions. Beep, bop, boop, bop, bang, boop.
I don't give a shit about repeating myself. I'll say it again. This is one of the best movies, not even of the year, but of all time. You know that list I referenced? This movie ranks number 4. The battle between nihilism and optimism explored through a family dynamic and dick jokes is like a dream story come true. This movie has fundamentally changed my outlook on life. I feel legitimately happier since I've seen it. If I even think of scenes with Wayman, I begin to cry. This is how you do the multiverse. Do you hear that, Dr. Strange? If you like oxygen, breathing, being alive, watch this movie. If you don't, watch this movie. It's a movie that truly encompasses everything. It even covers nothing, which is like more than everything, I imagine. Here's a few movies I didn't see that I imagine could have made it on my list.